What is going on, everyone? I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Today, what we're going to be doing in this video is ranking every single player in the entire CDL of 2022 from S tier all the way to F tier. Let's get right into the video. If you guys enjoy, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, we'll catch you guys later. All right, baby, here we go. Again, this is my personal opinion. I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but this is a fun little video, fun little exercise, and I know you guys will enjoy it. So let's get right into it. We're going to start again with the S tier all the way down to F tier. I'm going to put 8 players across each different category, and that'll equal 48 players. I will not be doing the substitutes or players that were not currently in the league, just for sake of the video. But at the top of S tier, again, this is no order, by the way, per tier, so it's not like 1 through 8. So if I put 8 players in S tier, there's no specific order, they're just S tier players. I just want to go ahead and clarify that so no one gets mad at me or gets angry or whatever, depending on what tier they go into. Whatever tier you're in, there's no specific order. It's just how I see you down here at the bottom of the list. At the top of S tier, I'm going to go ahead and put a BZ. I think this is pretty easy, right? I think the top two teams in the game right now are FaZe and Optic. So a lot of those players from both of those teams are going to be in the S tier. I have Simp, a BZ, and Celium. I think all of these players, all 3 of them are S tier caliber players. They're all elite, respectively, and all the roles that they play. I think Dashy is an S tier player, as well as Shotzzy. Again, I think these are very easy picks. I think these are 5 of the best players in the entire league right now through all 48 players. Again, I'm only going to be putting 8 players per tier, so this is going to be hard to kind of iron everything out and find out where I'm going to put everyone, but this is based off of performance thus far in the league. This doesn't have anything to do with years past or things they've accomplished throughout their career. This is just currently in Call of Duty Vanguard to this point, April 4th in the game. This is how I think that they've performed and where they deserve to be ranked in this video. So these 5 players I have up here so far. Oh man, this is so hard. I can't even lie. I feel like I'm gonna end up forgetting someone and hurting someone's feelings. I think for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go with all of those guys. I think they're all S tier. Honestly, I'm not even joking. I think respectively across the board, Optic and FaZe have the best players in their roles, and I think they're best. I think this is a safe bet in my opinion. You have literally all 8 players from Optic and FaZe. I'm not kidding. I think they are by far the best in their roles. I do respectively think that Dashy and RCs are the best 2 ARs in the entire game. I think that Celium and Illy are very good flexes, elite echelon players, and very good respectively in their roles. Then I think a BZ, Shotzzy, Simp, and Scump are all very talented S tier caliber players. So that's who I'm going to rock out with for the start of S tier. I think it's very fair to say I would maybe argue that you could swap out Illy potentially, but I think all of these have shown their worth so far in the game, and rightfully so. They deserve to be at the top of the S tier. Going into the A tier of players, let's see. Let's go ahead and again, this is based off performance thus far in the league. I think that they deserve to be in the A tier. I would have Afro in A tier. I think he's been playing incredibly well for London, continues to dominate, and has performed very well thus far into the game. I do think Afro is an A tier player. I would go ahead and put Spart up there too, but he's not in this. Spart would be A tier for sure. That guy was dominant all weekend. I think Methods has been an A tier player for sure. I think he's been dominant for this Boston Breach team. He's continued to fry, continued to play very well throughout the entirety of this game so far. So I definitely put him up there in A tier. I think he's been, like I said, a very, very good AR. Another player I'll put up there is Envoy. I think Envoy has been very good. I think he deserves an A tier spot. He's been performing very well for this LA Thieves team through thick and thin, through the rough times and the good times. I would definitely put him up there in A tier. I think as well as Sib. I think Sib is disgusting. He's a new addition to the league. Has been absolutely frying so far in the league and through every event so far. Man, this is tough, bro. This is tough. I think another player who definitely deserves to be up in A tier is Awakening. Awakening has been dominant so far. People are talking about his land woes, including myself. The guy's come out absolutely fried so far in the league, and it has definitely been an elite level player. So I think he rightfully so deserves to be up in that A tier. Again, I'm only gonna be putting 8 players respectively across the board in each tier. So no disrespect to any players, but it's the way it'll go. It'll go 8, 16, or no, wait. Yeah, that'll be 8. Okay, so there'll be 8 in each tier. Then we will kind of go from there. Who else is gonna round out the end of this A tier? I think this is a pretty good list so far. I think another player I would potentially add to the list would be, oh man, oh man, oh man. I think Hydra's got to be up there. I think Hydra's been performing very well for this New York team. They obviously haven't gotten the success that they deserve and will maybe find with his new roster, but I think he's continuously been a dominant player and deserves to be in that A tier conversation. Another player I would potentially add would have to be, oh, this is so tough, bro. This is so tough. Again, this is all based on like performance, placings as a team. I think all that stuff matters because the better placings you get, even though if you're on a rough team, shows the impact that you bring to the table and kind of what you can do for specific teams. Man, this is way harder than I thought. I think Trey Zero has definitely been A tier. I think he's a good shout for this London team. He's been performing very well thus far in the league. Continues to be a top AR, and obviously he's back in the league for he had a year off, or he was in challengers in the EU scene for the year, and he's back in NA. He's been dominating and continuing to absolutely dominate the scene thus far. And I would put, honestly, Mac Melts. Mac Melts is a good round out for A tier players. He's been playing very well at the major. He was dominating. He was having flu games left, right, and center. He wasn't feeling good, so he's definitely performed and continued to impress. And I'm gonna hurt so many people's feelings. They're gonna be so salty, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't know. It's hard to think about all these guys and all these players and teams. On the top of B tier, I'm putting Capsule. I think Capsule's been a beast thus far. He's continued to fix out some of his inconsistencies in his game, and I think he's been playing lights out for this Boston Breach team. Another player I'm putting in B tier is Donovan Temp. Donovan Temp is an absolute beast, respectively. Of course, he's been frying, even though the Paris Legion hasn't been getting the results that they deserve. I think he has been absolutely dominating when they do find wins, and even in their losses, he's been playing really well so far in the league. So definitely putting him up with the B tier. I think another player I would put in the B tier would have to be, man, this is going to be hard. I'm going to hurt so many people's feelings, but whatever, bro. I think Kleenex has been a staple for this Toronto Ultra team. He continues to impress and play really well, even when times are tough for their roster. I think another player who's been statistically been performing is Dylan Attach. Minnesota Rocker have not had the greatest of runs so far in this game, but I think as time goes on, maybe a roster change potentially, they could build around him. Ever since Dylan has switched to that AR, he has been absolutely frying. Another B tier player would have to be Asum. I think Asum has stepped up tenfold for this roster and has continued to dominate so far. Man, this is gonna be so hard, bro. I'm gonna put players in specific tiers, and they're gonna get so salty at me because of I'm only doing 8. I should have done it by roles, man. I should have done it by roles. I'll put Asum there. I will put I think Slasher has dominated. He's continued to play really well, and I think rightfully so. He deserves to be up there. Man, I should have put more people in each role. This is tough. I may have to go bottom up, bro. No cap. This is very hard, bro. Oh my god. All right, I may have to start working my way up from the bottom or something, bro. Like people are gonna get so salty. The bottom of F tier here, this is what I'll do, bro. I'm gonna put, again, I'm only doing 8 players per tier, so I'm gonna run out of spots, and people are gonna get so upset because they're gonna think that they don't deserve to be all the way to F. But the way I'm doing it, since it's 8 per tier, people have to be in F and D. It's just how it goes. The first player I'll put in F right now is Tom Gravity. I'm sorry, Tom. Listen, you're not really an F tier player, but I do think you're in the bottom of the league. As far as, like, I don't know, man. This is gonna be hard, bro. I'm respectfully, of course, I think you play a slower AR role, and if I was basing it based on ARs, I'd think you'd have to be probably at the bottom, unfortunately, bro. No disrespect, of course. Jambola, respectfully, he's picked it up recently, but I think overall he hasn't been that great so far in the league, and he's gonna be at the bottom of my tier list. Here, I'm just gonna round out B here, bro. Rounding out B, I'll go ahead and put oh my goodness. Okay, through the entirety of the year, I'll put TJ Halley in B tier, and I'll also put Hugh. And okay, yeah, that's what we'll do for now. Okay, then the start of the C tier, I'm gonna go ahead and put let's see. I'll put Gunless. I will put Gizmo. I think Gizmo's been really good. Again, this is chat. There's only 8 There's only 8 players per tier, so this is gonna look probably pretty bad, but I guess you would just have to rank it in order of players and their specific role, and thus far into the game. So unfortunately, that's where I will be putting these players. I think again, there's no order in specific tiers. This is just kind of what I'm basing it off of thus far in the league. I think in the C tier as well, I'll go ahead and put Skies. I will also put Octane. I don't think any of these players have been really necessarily like crazy underperforming. I think they've just been all right. And again, the way the video is going, since there's only 8 people per tier, it's kind of respectively how it has to go. Another player I'll put in the center of the C tier would have to be I'd like to put Pred up here, honestly. I think Pred's been solid. I'll put Lamar in the middle of the pack C tier here. And I think another player who could fit in the C tier would have to be probably Kenny. I feel like he's had his moments, but he's been kind of inconsistent this game so far. So as time goes on, he will definitely continue to get better. And I think he may be potentially switching a role here, maybe if LA Thieves were to kind of swap things around. Another player in the C tier would have to be Nasty. I think for this London team, he's been nasty. You feel me? Paul X is new to the league. He's been playing pretty well, I would say, for the most part, but he really doesn't have like a ton of reps. But I'll go ahead and put him at the end of C tier. Then let's see. Someone else I'll stick at the end of C tier would have to be. Let's put Draza up there. I know he's been inconsistent towards the second half of the majors, but his takeover potential is very high. Players I'll go ahead and put in D tier will be Major Maniac. I think he's an absolute beast. He's very good at search and destroy, and he brings a lot to the table when it comes to the team, but I just don't think he's above some of these other guys, and he gets underlooked, I would say. But again, for the sake of this video, imagine these are all Gone Brothers, just respectively 8 players in the league. I'm kind of ranking players from 1 to 48, I guess, is where I would have to put all of these guys. And again, this is just basing it off of what we have so far in the league moving forward. So I'm going to put Major Maniac at the top of the D tier. I'll go ahead and have Standy here as well. Again, this is based on individual performance as a team and how they've really been performing thus far in the game. So to round out D tier, I'll go ahead and put Cammy. I think Cammy has been solid, but he hasn't lived up to the hype of the Cold War year. Go ahead and put Vivid in here for sure as well. And Krem, I think all these guys, Krem's been playing a lot better since they've made the roster change individually. He's definitely picked it up for this New York team and been a big part of their recent success. I think I'll go ahead and put sheesh, bro, this is tough. I'll go ahead and put Insight in here as well. I think all these Toronto Ultra players are absolute beasts in their own right. Of course, they just haven't been performing to the best of their abilities, and they definitely have some room to improve. Like I said, I wish again this was discovered or separated by ARs, SMGs, and flexes, but we will try and work with what we can. And it's hard to put players who are benched, like for instance Clayster and Royalty are not playing right now, Decimate and Fellow are not playing right now, so it's definitely an interesting spot to put these guys. I'll go ahead and put John at the end of the D tier. Unfortunately, I know stats don't tell the whole story, and I'm not a big fan of, like, people performing stats. I'm basing this off of, again, my personal opinion with impact on the map, how they've been performing. I'll go ahead and put Dave at the end of D tier. Then these are players who kind of have been underperforming this year, even if they've picked it up a little bit. I feel like they've been shaky throughout the entirety of the year. I think Priesta could definitely be higher, but with the role swap, he's been super inconsistent in this game. Neptune as well has been super inconsistent. He started to fry since the new change of the roster, but again, this is based off the entire year, so I don't think he's been playing at lights out until these last like 3-4 matches. But the start of the year, he was not playing well for this team. I hate to do this to my boy Bance because I feel bad because Bance does not deserve to be down here, but it's just how the video is going, man. We got 8 spots for each of these teams and players, and this is just how I'm rating them overall. So all of these players, I guess there's some players missing on this tier list, so this is what we're gonna have to rock with for now, because we're definitely missing a player or two. but I guess it is what it is for now. This is what I'm going to be rocking with. Again, this is respectfully, of course. I think all of these players are elite in their own right. And just to kind of recap, I have Optic and FaZe in S tier. In the A tier, I have Afro, Methods, Envoy, Sib, Awakening, Hydra, Trey Zero, and Mac Melts. In the B tier, I have Capsule, Temp, Kleenex, Attach, Asem, Slasher, TJ Halley, Huke, and Pred. In the C tier, I have Gunless, Gizmo, Skies, Octane, Accuracy, Kenny, Nasty, Paulex, and Draza. In the D tier, I have Major Maniac, Standy, Cammy, Vivid, Crim6, Insight, John, and Dave Patty. And then in the F tier, I have Tom Gravity, Bance, Jimbo, Priesta, Neptune, and Nero. And again, this is their individual performance through the entire year, not just based on one thing or one event specifically. This is just my personal thoughts. Again, I was trying to put 8 players per tier respectfully, so we could fill out every tier. I don't think any of these players are obviously F tier players. They're all in the league, and they're all absolute beasts in their own right, of course. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to please smash that like button. We're coming up on 22,000 subscribers on YouTube. I appreciate all the love and all of the videos. And make sure to drop a comment down below what other types of videos you guys would like to see. Maybe some more tier lists, or maybe some more insight or play breakdowns. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And until the next video, it's been your boy JB. I'm out. Peace.